What's up? Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF game. A side official. No negotiation needed, period. You already know WCS the first in the building. Shout out to OG Mr. Golden. Shout out to Big Blunts and Boxing. Shout out to Mike. Salute to everyone that's on deck. Somehow, some way, I guess my point had hit home. You know what I'm saying? When when this wasn't the first time I did a reaction video. I know a lot of you all are tired of, hearing this or whatever. But look, there's a backstory to this. There's a backstory. See, iPad Pager became extremely angry and bitchy from when he was doing the debate series. Not only that, he had a problem with me for a while. You know what I'm saying? And he jumped on somebody else's when I was on somebody else's panel, and he was trying to explain to them. He gave a certain individual his number for me to call him. So, coming full circle to 2024, this dude came in my chat telling people if they overhear my chat, unsubscribe to him, like trying to basically delegate his authority in somebody else's chat, somebody who he deemed not on his level, right? So therefore, when he came on there, he was talking all that. One thing I don't like about a grown ass man when they don't try to be themselves. Just be yourself. If you're a man and you think you've grown into being a man, and you accredit those male individuals or females that have been a inspiration in your life to get you where you at now, feel proud. But that's kind of shaky when you look back at it. The way some of these dudes go about handling business and talking to a grown ass man. They feel like they can't talk to anyone sensibly that they don't like. It's okay if you don't like me, cool. But to sit up here and start talking about making it about money, and you make so much money, but you're unhappy. I said this before. You make all that money. You claim the fame that you make all that money, but you're unhappy. You ain't here having debates all the time, screaming at people, and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? You got mad because I told the truth. You know what I'm saying? I told the truth about a lot that was going on in the debate series. They end up being absolutely facts. Listen, it's just my opinion on what I told you as far as debating. If I felt that you didn't know shit about boxing when it came to debating, don't take it personal. Just get better at it. Just practice. I mean, you went about the debate series and all that, and I think you went. I think it was Neil. I forgot how many damn debates you lost, but you shouldn't have took it personal. Not only that, this person that you said give your number to, when I called you up, man, you did some of the most unmale shit that you can do. You pretended like you didn't know who I was. After I said, man, stop. That's WCS. Who? WCS. Who? Why are you calling now? And hung up the phone, man. Then he gets online. No, no, no. Then he texts me, yo. Hey, man, you should have did that long time ago. You should have hit me up long time ago. We could have talked about this. I'm like, I didn't have your number. When I got your number, I called you up. I got receipts. But he wanted to play and act like he didn't know who I was and hung up the phone. Now he getting mad because I did a reaction video to him pretending like he know what the business of boxing is. All I was doing was giving my opinion. Why are you all getting so upset off something I've done before? You have every right to give your opinion on anything I have or do on here or say or whatever. But you jumping in my chat and you said 225 minutes of work the last 2 days talking about me. You can never get that time back. That's my word. That's my words. Be original. That's me. That's me, bro. I know I've been teaching you. I know I've been teaching y'all out there. Those of you that come in here and use my shit. You know what I'm saying? I know I've been teaching you. Anyway, if you want to have a conversation man to man, You know what to do. I don't know what to do. Look, all these cats tell you, you know what to do, you know what to do, you know what to do, right? But they always try to get on your chat and think they're going to dictate the pace in your chat. Blue tried to come over here and do that. He thought he was going to come over here in my chat after disrespecting me. Now, crazy part about it is that, yeah, people look like, oh man, you stabbed Blue in the back. Y'all was just at Deontay Wilder statue reveal. I was like, damn, yeah, we were. So that's what caught me off guard. I'm like, huh? These cats are always acting like they were the victim. I just left Alabama. He jumps in my chat and say that my guest is lying. I was like, damn, bro. You could have did that behind the scenes if you thought you could have gave him time to get it out. Anyway, it ain't about that nigga. That's just one of many who have felt that they was gonna come over here on the chat and overtalk the host. Then you have 86. That's what he called himself. But I call him iPad Pager 68 because that's that identification right there is another identity that you should embrace. You should embrace what you are in real time. Your debate skills haven't yet caught up to what technology and the YTC boxing talk is going on today. You know what I'm saying? You're not there yet. All you got to do is continue to practice. But he continued. He said, keep talking about me, I keep talking boxing. Listen, all of a sudden, these cats will be talking about, keep talking about me, and I'll talk about boxing. But little do they know, they do talk about you. They do. Any chance they get, they'll sit up there and talk about you. And they'll talk behind your back as if people are not going to bring it to your attention. And then not only that, he'll sit up here and talk that talk, and every one of these niggas act like they innocent. They just innocent. I ain't did nothing. I ain't did nothing. I said your debate was trash. That's what I meant. It was just an opinion, bro. But let me let y'all listen to something to prove my point. This is one of his debates. Just listen to what I'm talking about and tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if you don't think it's recyclable sanitation, I mean, just straight up pure putrid when it comes to debating.
Nigga had a Spence contract. Nigga had a motherfucking Avanesian contract. Nigga looked at the Spence contract, looked at the Avanesian contract, and then said, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking fight David Avanesian then. But that, but Kell Brook can tell you that he wanna fight motherfucking Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman can never send no paperwork to motherfucking Kell Brook. But that is a duck though. Shout out Jay Norrie. When you change the names around this motherfucker, people's opinions start to change. When you change people's names around this motherfucker, people's facts start to change. They flip and they flop. Fuck is we talking about? He damn show ducked motherfucking Earl Spence. This motherfucker done fought David Avanesian, and Earl still ain't took another fight trying to make this motherfucking fight with this nigga, man. Fuck is y'all talking about to me, bro? So I'll insummate with this shit right here. Last information. I gave y'all fact after fact of Bud Crawford with multiple quotes out of his own mouth saying he didn't want the fight and the fight was passed. I broke this man whole motherfucking logic down of how Keith Thurman is a motherfucking savage and Kell Brook ducked him. But Keith Thurman never sent no motherfucking paperwork. But if you ain't got no paperwork, and that's a duck, but you do got paperwork and you don't sign, how the fuck is that not a duck? Make that shit make sense. You gonna try, but you can't, nigga. That's my time. All right, document.
See what I'm talking about? Shout out to Zone 6, man. He don't do this boxing shit too more. But shout out to him, man, because when he was around, down here out the A, you know what I'm saying? He was pretty much goddamn. It was like a stampede, bro.
Deep conversation. They're probably one of the weakest arguments I ever heard in my life. But let's start with this. Your whole ducking scheme is body. Because currently, according to the documentation of Boxing Red, Terrence Crawford is rated number 1. Why is he rated number 1? Earl Spence is considered inactive. Earl Spence have been officially declared inactive. So you cannot therefore duck a nigga who's inactive. So when you start speaking on the whole quotes everything that you speaking on about Terrence Crawford from 20 to 19, remember, Earl Smith had a car accident, bro. So all the quotes that you got is full of shit. So anything from 2019 to 2020, he fought Sean Porter, then he fought Danny Garcia, and he was in a car wreck. So Earl Spence was not on the block or eligible to even be fighting or be qualified as a adult. So any quote that you plug in there, that's an instant body because it contradicts what you saying out your mouth. How can a man says this about a fighter, and if he is saying about moving on and not fighting him, this man is inactive. Terrence Crawford ain't gonna speak on a man who's inactive. Everybody know that Earl Spence had a car accident, and everybody gave him a pass. Nobody would consider Earl Spence to be ducking Terrence Crawford when he got the pass on his car wreck. Everybody understood that. So the quotes that you're talking about, you didn't tell them the whole truth. It was in between when Sean Porter lost to him, and then he got in the car wreck, and then Danny Garcia came back and fought him. So that's a body right there off the top. The second body off the top is he's inactive right now, according to Boxing Rate. Boxing Rate is more credible than you. Okay? The timeline is more credible than you. Because if he's in a car wreck, he's on medical leave. That's more credible than what the fuck you talking out of your mouth. So all your quotes is done body bag timeline in the real story. Let me hit that Keith Thurman shit real quick. Yeah, I'm a Keith Thurman fan. Eddie Hearn already said he didn't want to fight the Killer Brook. Okay? He didn't want to fight it, but he didn't want Keith Thurman to fight Killer Brook. That's documented. Everybody know that. It didn't need to be no contract sent because they didn't want to fight Keith Thurman. They went a whole nother route. That was a nice try. Sit the fuck up out here. In the paint. MVP Joel MP. Get your ass up out here. Eat it. That was a nice try. So let's start with the real fucking timeline about this. Smith's conditions was, hey, if you get a belt season, was the biggie man. Everybody was ducking him. Strap season. Terrence Crawford comes up in the block. He pulls up on the man. Face to face. More credible than yes. What you want. Those are secondary sources in a box because you put him in between when Earl Spence was ineligible. So let's talk about when he was eligible to actually fucking fight. When the conversation made sense, not when it didn't make sense, homeboy. Nice try. So let's cook on that. The truth of the matter is, Terrence Crawford pulled up on him. Terrence Crawford said, hey, what's up? I got that belt now. What you want to do? He said, I want to take the easy road. You can say what you want to say. Earl Spence mouth, the boxer at hand that we're talking about, is way more credible than you in your whole fucking fan base and any nigga in the chat that fuck with Earl Spence. I'll buy y'all ass too. Earl Spence out his mouth. Not what y'all niggas typing down here. What he said out his mouth. He said, I'm gonna take the easy road. I'm becoming a motherfucking champion. That's indiscriminate to my shit to strap season. He came back and said, oh no, cool, I'm gonna take the easy route. Terrence Crawford don't say so everything that y'all been saying about Earl Smith is dead because he's inactive officially, not according to none of this on panel, according to the official records, not according to the chat, but according to the official records. If I Anaheim what do you call it? Okay, so you're done, you're finished. Let's keep on calling through your lame ass timeline that don't make sense in no universe, but over here on this bullshit. But is real. shit, my nigga. So, like I said, he touched the belly of Earl Spence. He said, boy, you're looking fat. He said, don't worry about it, though. Guess what? We can't fight because Bob Arum the promoter. You right about that. Bob Arum fucked up. I need to defend Bob Arum. I'm not debating Bob Arum. He was a Hall of Fame promoter. He delivered shit like Rumble in the Jungle, all kind of shit that you probably don't even know about. So I have no problems with Bob Arum. Bob Arum solidified Floyd Mayweather's career and solidified Oscar De La Hoya's career. Bob Arum is known to get niggas that work and make niggas fight. Most people would argue that niggas fight better on the Bob Arum. So I don't to Bob Arum. But Bob Arum didn't get allegedly Crawford the fight that he wanted to because Earl Spence said we can't do business with Bob. Remember, Mayweather jumped in and said, hold on, this shit. So Mayweather got in there and shit and puts his weight around and said he ain't gonna fuck with it, and that's not gonna happen either. So I don't know what really took place with that. The man said get it back, the man really got it back. Then he said, no, you gotta, I'm gonna take the easy road. Then he said you gotta clean up your side of the street. He cleaned up his side of the street. No doubt that Earl Spence has cleaned up his. Don't get it twisted. I'm not knocking Earl Spence cleaning up his side of the street and collecting the belts. But that ain't got nothing to do with your fight with Terrence Crawford. When Terrence Crawford pulled up on you and said, let's fight, I have a belt. And you said, no, I'm going to take the easy route. I'm going to clean up my side of the street. And if you leave your promoter, then I'll fight you. The man leaves his promoter, a Hall of Fame, credible promoter, that's way more credible than yours, way more credible than your fucking champ. If you don't disrespect the man, he left him. That's cool. But when he left him, your brother tried to A-side him. He conceded to the A-side. So what the fuck is you talking about? He conceded and tried to negotiate with Earl Spence and said, okay, cool. I'm going to take the back end money. I'm going to go into this blind. Now, anybody listening to this, and I heard you shout out to Jersey Land because you're trying to curry favor, but I don't need to do that. They know what I do. Body Bag Central. What man in his right fucking mind would not want to open the books or see the books by way in which he get paid if he not getting in on the front end? Nigga, I don't know what kind of business you do. I don't know where the fuck you from, but we don't do that down here in A-Town, baby. You gotta open the books up on the back end. If I'm not, nigga, I'm a definition of a fighter. I say, nigga, you're the A-side, just like your pussy fans say. I'm gonna give it to you because you got 3 bills. Because your ass took the easy road and then you cleaned up.
I'm not gonna play the whole freaking cook section. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, sometimes you playing device to mic, it is not as clear. You know what I'm saying? But what I wanted to let y'all hear is an old clip of when the debate series was going on, and iPad was up there just talking out his side of his face about some shit that didn't matter. And Zone 6 was on point with his shit, very punctual with his freaking, you know, documentation, his factoids and everything. And he just destroyed him. And see, this wasn't the only time that, 68 was destroyed in debate. This is the whole reason why he feels some type of way about what I said. Because I started doing reaction videos and he didn't like that. And the only thing I was doing is just giving my opinion. Look, if you have people in your chat that disagree with me, then guess what? All they had to do was freaking speak on it and tell me when I was wrong. But opinions are not based off facts. So what I was saying, if they disagreed or it was enough people that looked at it and say, "Oh well, WCS just hating," you shouldn't have worried about it. You know, your big, your huge community of wealthy fans would have came to your aid and said, "No, man, so and so." No, they couldn't say that because they was in the chat being biased. They was over there being extremely biased, bro. You know what I'm saying? The debate wasn't even finished, and they was up here talking about so and so winning and bodying people and all that. It wasn't fair. But also wasn't fair is the fact that you know iPad Pager was up there just talking out his head because he had this disdain for Terrence Crawford, and I got so many freaking air clips for real. I have so many air clips. You know what I'm saying of those debates and shit that was said. It's just too many. But I just wanted him to click the link and get it off his chest instead of leaving comments under my videos. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I just wanted him to kind of get it off his chest, like why he's still mad about something that he started. You can't get mad about me doing a reaction and saying that you're a trash ass debater because debating is not your job. You feel me? iPad debating ain't your job. You know what I'm saying? That's not who you are. You don't file your taxes in being a debater. Real talk. I'm just in summation. In summation, I'm just saying, you don't file your taxes, and it says you're a debater. So that's just a gem that I want to drop off to you. And also, it's not even anything that I was getting personal with, but use the one that was up here talking about keep talking about me. I keep talking about boxing, but use the one that put out to the people that when you see me, you was gonna slap me. That's what you said. I never even said anything about violence. But I understand who you was trying to emulate, who you looked up to, and still look up to this day. It's just the weirdest shit ever. But just because that female said he would freaking slap me, you turned around and said you'll slap me when you see me too. And I was like, I mean, come on, like I'm just I couldn't fathom like you believing you would slap myself and it would be no retaliation. I just didn't understand that. But that's neither here nor there. I know you didn't mean it. It's okay. You're forgiven. But what I want to know when it comes to the sport of boxing, just tell me this. Why are you so inclined to speak on the numbers of boxing and you're not doing numbers? Now let me explain how you're not doing numbers. First of all, you're not doing numbers when you make a reservation. You're not doing numbers. You're not tallying up the numbers and the cost that it's going to take for you to basically travel to that destination and go cover a fight. Those are numbers that I'm talking about. You don't know what the plane ticket or the gas mileage is going to take for you to drive to a certain location. It can be in your region or out your region. You don't know what the numbers are like because that's not something that's on your schedule. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that's on your schedule. I remember back in the day when 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 Errol Spence fought Carlos Ocampo. I just started that. Errol Spence fought Carlos Ocampo. I didn't see you around. I saw a lot of other cats up there, but I didn't see you around when Errol Spence, a fighter that you supposed to be so enamored with, and you would go to the damn deepest, darkest places to fight for his honor. But when I be strolling through your catalog, I tend to get a little nauseated and sleepy. I'm sitting down. Where is the catalog of covering fights on the front line? God damn it! You're mad. Talking about you'll slap people, and then when I call you up on the phone, you act like you don't know who I am. Where are the numbers at? Since you love numbers, of you attending fights and covering them. Okay, now let's go to the next numbers. Where are the numbers when you have to go through an entire fight week with a schedule in hand as a media channel, as a media segue? What dates, the numbers, what dates can you put together? What timeline can you put together and do a live stream and go fight for fight on what you covered on this date and take us through the whole itinerary? How did the manifesto play out for you? That's all I'm saying. I want to see the numbers. Then next, the numbers. How many credentials are you in possession of? That means a lot because you could have learned a heck from those who was on deck at these fights. You could have learned so much. But the numbers, I just don't know where you can come up with the numbers. Okay, next. When you talk about another fighter's pay, this is where it gets a little shaky. How are you considered to be qualified to say my expertise when you're in no way, shape, or form affiliated with any fighter in the sport at this time? Where's your expertise, man? What fighters? Where's your license first and foremost? Can you read us off the number on your managerial license? Are you even a chief second? Which fighter have you been attached to basically provide you with these expertise? What pictures do you have? What dates, once again, can you attach as evidence to qualify you as an expert? You don't have it. You don't have it, man. So to hear you up here talking about, see, this is the whole deal. You bring fighters on there just so you can shit on them, period. That's what you want to do. You bring these fighters on here for a one-off that tells you're not smart. You're not smart at all because you know the fighters that you're shitting on, they're the youngins. They're the young bulls that's coming up out the pasture. Those are the ones who's going to be around for the next 10, 15 years, right? But you steadily shitting on these young fighters because you think just because they're a hot name in the sport and you can somehow get them on your channel through freaking begging and playing behind the scene of another channel that you goddamn done suck them off. You can say, hey man, help me out, please, please, please. Help me with that fighter. Help me get that fighter on, please. And then you get them on there and you act like it's an interrogation process, bro. And you're trying to catch them in something that as if they're going to get in trouble. Like you're going to have them reprimanded. Like there's consequences. You always try to bring up the duck. Boy, it's almost like a kid that was on the tit too long. You was on the tit too long, bro. You was motherfucking 10, 11 years old with a pacifier still in your mouth, bro. Something is wrong when you have a person that claims to be this boxing adventurer, so well versed and skilled in boxing media, one of the best debaters as he so proclaimed. But in order for you to build the numbers up, you have to have a program that someone likes. That someone is the fighters, because you're claiming to be this person that does so many great numbers, but you're not attending fights. So you gotta have word of mouth say, you know, when you want this fighter to come on your channel, and then they go ask somebody else, hey man, do you know this guy? I don't know this light skinned nigga. You know him? Who? And they say, iPad page 68. Yeah, man. Hey, don't do it, man. You heard how he was talking to so and so? Man, he was up there just talking crazy, man. You know, just trying to, you know, Shakir was up here to my man, you ain't gonna be able to get away with this. Like they said, you haven't been in the gym throwing no punches. You ain't been on no bag. You know what I'm saying? All the time we see you on the live, you walking a goddamn a Yorkie Terrier, you know, down the street and shit. Where's the cardio at for you to speak on what these fighters deserve and don't deserve? Where is it? Where's the documentation at, bro? Where are you hitting the bag? What fighter are you training? How many hours have you put into a gym that's well known? What sacrifice that you made? You know, apart from your full-time job, that you going out here to these gyms and putting in that work. Seriously, how do you prove that you have traction anywhere? You cannot, bro. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. You can't sit behind a screen and think that's what makes everything rotate. That's the axis of boxing media. Sitting behind the microphone, continue to talk, and think, hey, I don't want to do a fight because that's going to take 3 days away from me that I could be getting super chats. But yet you over here in my chat talking about you make more money than everybody. But yet y'all cats always talking about how much money you make, but you can't get off YouTube for 3 freaking days and feel good about it. What caused you to speak on a fighter not taking a deal? You have the right to your opinion, right? But when you go up here and try to so-called catch somebody doing something, if you want to say, well, they're not being totally truthful, or whatever, language that you want to use. What is your purpose behind it, knowing that they don't have to answer to you? Like you're talking about a promoter, takes a certain percentage from a fighter. Instead of you understanding that you got flambéed, you want to come back with a follow-up video and be a prima donna. You want to act like, oh, I don't recognize that. I did him dirty. I did him that. Bro, grow the fuck up, man. Seriously, man. You need to grow the fuck up in this boxing game. Because the route you was taking and trying to prove to people that you knew what the hell you talking about, and then you had to have your mentor come over there and try to reach his hand down there because you was drowning and bring you back up to the surface for air. And even he had to lean back and posture and listen. And the same doing, you should have did. But when you got cooked continuously, you dipped off. You cut your camera off and dipped into the background. You dipped into the background, bro. That's what happened when you got there. You're not 100% coherent, and you think you're just gonna run game on somebody. I don't know why you was trying to shit on Georgia boxing. You don't cover fights down here. I've covered fights in Texas. You don't cover fights down here. You know what I'm saying? No one can attest that you cover fights, period. But you're talking to someone about negotiations. You're trying to tell them the word DUCK just because you're immature, deficient, special ed having in-house detention going as in school was not in regular classrooms, nor did you ride the lengthy bus. You want to sit up here and say, well, you're fighting a lesser opponent, for lesser money. The resumes are not that far apart, brother. You can't sit up here and try to be extremely biased because the push was for Boots to be the next Spence. So you want to make it seem like Boots has this much higher resume than Norman. And it's okay. It's boxing talk in the end of the day. I get it, bro. I get it. You was just doing what you do. You know what I'm saying? I used to say to myself too. I used to see kids with their shoes untied walking down the hallway every day. You know what I'm saying? And I tell them, hey man, your shoes untied. And then they'll just nod their head and keep on walking and shit. And then you had kids stepping on their shoestring, motherfucker fall and crack their head on the pavement and get up. And after the knots start forming and they start seeing them and they start really paying attention, then and only then did they start to tie their shoe, right? That's what I've been trying to tell you. Nigga, your lace has been untied for a while. You keep on goddamn knotting up. When are you gonna take a look in the mirror and say, damn, I really don't know shit about boxing. Let me just chill from being the so-called fabricated debater and understand that WCS has told you you're not his mandatory. Your recall memory has to be better than shit you rehearsed. That is all I'm saying. That's all I ever said to any one of you cats. Your recall memory has to be better than what you rehearse. Your producer notes. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. This nigga hung up the phone and act like he didn't know who I was. He said when he was gonna see me, he was gonna slap me. You know what I'm saying? He was talking all this rah-rah stuff because he got mad because I told him straight up he lost. He got cooked in the debate. The same shit I told ETB. I said ETB won that motherfucking debate, and he did. And look who didn't give him credit. And they end up falling out. I tried to tell the nigga, they didn't want to listen. Oh, that's my dude, that's my guy, that's my guy. I was being sincere. I was being honest. Nigga don't respect you enough to give you credit for winning the debate. He don't respect you as a man, period. Some cats had to find that shit out themselves. But to put debate king on your shit just for them laughs and giggles, I get it, bro. I get it, man. This YTC shit got motherfuckers dressing up in costume. I get that shit, bro. Real talk. I get it. I get how people always talking about how my subscribers don't go up. I get it, man. I get it. Real talk. I do. I've gotten it for a long time. But what I don't understand while I'm getting it is if you don't fuck with me, why do you always have to leave a comment and tell my I keep on talking about boxing? That's what you're supposed to do. The only thing I was talking about once again is that you're acting like you know the numbers. This is the same guy who busy talk about the way another nigga look. You know what I'm saying? He has so much to say. You know what I'm saying? I don't bring other niggas into the my conversations usually, but my guy Shot News is actually attached and affiliated, associated, certified, you know what I'm saying, official in what he has going on in boxing, right? More than iPad pager would ever be. But for these cats to always go at another guy and talk about looks all the time. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about just what's your qualifications. Let's talk about the qualifications. Because that's was primarily what the entire dialogue was about when you was talking about numbers. You want to talk about 1.7 and then them getting 800. Don't want to mention the taxes. That's before taxes. You don't want to mention anything. And you being told about it's not a fee, but you up there with that look on your face. Y'all know the look. Let me get it back up here. Y'all know the look. Y'all know the look. That look right there. Look at that look right there. Look who's been look like they doing the teaching, and who's being the rambunctious kid, and the other one listening. Look, does that look like individuals that know this dude when you frown up like that, just based off boxing conversation, that mean you want to convince the onlookers that person who's cooking you right now really don't know that the stove is at max. The burners are burning and you feel the motherfucking pain. That's the look you have when you know that once again you being charbroiled. You know what I'm saying? You being charbroiled. You ever seen a light skinned nigga get cooked? For real. You ever seen it happen? All you gotta do is go back to that live, man. In broad daylight. Look, this wasn't even a holiday, y'all. It wasn't even a holiday, man. That's all I'm saying. It wasn't even a holiday. But this dude get mad because all I'm doing is talking about debate. And I'm not talking about his family, ain't talking about, but they want to start talking about people, getting personal and all that other shit, and then get victim, and then get on here and say, oh man, you know what I'm saying? I gave him my number. Why you didn't call me? Why you didn't call me? Why you didn't call me? I call him up and he act like a child. He's saying, oh man, who? Who is this? Man, come on, bro. You damn near 49 and a half years old, man. And I call you up as a man trying to see what your mind was like on some boxing shit and see why you taking the shit so personal. And you want to play the little kitty game and act like somebody called the wrong number or you didn't want to acknowledge who I was. When you told me to call. You gave the number to a third party and told me to contact you. And I called you up and you act like a child, man. And you still pouting to this day. Now think about this. If there's other people that you don't like that's in the sport of boxing that has more qualifications than you, are you here to learn? Why don't you then just what's the word they use? Why don't you humble yourself and hit that person up and ask them for knowledge if you want to talk about managers? because you was all over the place. One minute you're talking about how AC was saying this on the boxing voice, but on the other side, when AC was the one that was helping Errol Spence out, and it wasn't Al Heyman, I didn't see you with the same energy, man. I didn't see you coming on here trying to break that shit down. I didn't see it. When y'all advocates, y'all PBC advocates be out here trying to, put protest in with your mobile phone flashlights on and shit, swinging side to side, talking about we got them. If we stand together, no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Well, what happened when Adrian Clark helped out Errol Spence? Why you wasn't on Errol Spence helmet about not employing Al Heyman in 2023 to get the biggest paycheck of his career? You don't want to do that because you biased, bro. And then you act like you want to use AC based off his words and what he said, and then totally got it misconstrued in his point he was making. Then turn around at the end and say that AC may potentially be taking their money. Bro, you was all over the freaking place, man. And then you say you read the man's book and had to catch yourself and say, "Oh, I listened to it. I listened to it." Why you didn't read? You jot down notes all the time and you put them off and try to act like you rehearsing this shit off the rip, off the recall. I say, bro, you listen to a portion of what he said, you skim through the motherfucking his book, and you try to use pieces up out of there, and then you didn't even know the guy's name. You said Jerry. What was the guy's name? What was his full name? Like, if you want to use details from somebody to prove your point, wouldn't it benefit you the most if you knew the guy's name? If you was trying to use it as a argument, that was a piece of evidence that you want to present. That Adrian Clark said the reason why he started or thought to be a manager because he was looking through a fighter's contract and he felt that like the fighter was paying out too much to the promoter. The promoter was giving him a 360 deal with an elbow in that motherfucker, and he thought that this would be something that he should undertake. He should apply himself to because he kind of knew numbers. He's familiar and thought, okay, I feel like I'm pretty comfortable with handling these numbers. I'm pretty good at math. But you try to use it as if Adrian Clark took over. He stepped on deck to be a manager because the promoter was taking his purse money and only giving him a small portion of his purse money to go home with. You totally didn't process it correctly. And look, all you had to do was hit somebody up behind the scenes and give them their scenario. Okay, this is what I'm going on right here. AC in his book, he said he started this, and this. And see, I'm gonna have Norman Senior on here, and my argument to him is gonna be, okay, AC started being a manager because he thought the promoter was jacking the fighter over for too much money, and he didn't feel right about that, so he wanted to do something about it. Am I right or wrong? No, they would have told him, no, you kind of off with that. Yeah, the promoter was probably jacking him around on certain parts and details because every contract is different. But if you're gonna try to make an argument that Brian Norman Jr. had to pay Top Rank a portion of his check, in which you said 25%, I mean, you wasn't right. You wasn't right on that. And all I'm saying to you is, bro, just do better research next time, or humble yourself and call up the people that's in the game. I have no problem with doing that shit. Seriously, if I learn something from somebody, man, I would tell them, oh, I appreciate that info, man. No one knows everything. But goddamn it, you ain't gonna convince me that every time I learn something from whoever it is, and it's something that benefits me, that improves my knowledge base in a certain field, you think I'm not gonna be able to delegate that or retransmit that, and it's gonna make me look some type of way? Yeah, it's gonna make it seem like, okay, somebody else, each one teach one, right? Somebody else gonna hear me and say, okay, he knows about this, this, and this. but I don't have to tell him at one point in time I was deficient in that area of knowledge, and I learned from somebody, and I retained that shit, and now I'm teaching you. That's how the tree of life works. For those who are open minded for it. But this dude right here is a prima donna. Real talk. Is he still alive? Because I would definitely like for him to click the link so he can get that light skin anger off his chest. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's because of my skin tone that he don't like me. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm a little bit darker than what he used to in his affluent neighborhood. I don't know. Maybe at the end of the day, I'm probably not one of the shades that can walk down the street in his neighborhood. I'm just saying. They might call the police on me. They might call the police on me walking down his neighborhood. I don't know. It might be a little bit like I said before. I think from what I heard, he got like 3.5% African American in him. That's what I heard. I'm not sure if that's the numbers are right, but I'm not worried about the numbers. Since he don't worry about the numbers, he don't care about the numbers and being proficient. I don't either. You feel me? Shout out to everyone that's in the chat, man. ITC Boxing, Big Fish in the building. Hey, shout out to Junior over here. Calling somebody a hypocrite. I'm not sure what the hypocrite is. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, this is a typical dude. Look, I can only imagine, like the one who's typing behind this, right? I can only imagine the time it took for them to come over here and type this, right? Right? And they know so much. They make sure they're concealed and their uniform and costume and mask is all nice and snug. And they come over here and talk. And you know what? They always mention something stupid. It's never on topic. They always come over here and say something that's supposed to be offensive, derogatory. Why aren't you staying on topic? Where's this? His little strays coming over here. I mean, why say something with substance, man? He was totally wrong about the promoter taking money off the top for an in-house fight. Hey, man, don't you dare mention in-house, dog. Don't you dare mention in-house. Look, Brian. Check this out. Check this out. You know how many times we heard about in-house fights that make sense? You remember when they said that Crawford was across the street, and when they try to cover for Spence, when he said I'm gonna take the easy route, they say, why wouldn't he take the easy route? It's an in-house fight. They were saying it was good for business. So when Crawford across the street was going on, these was the same individuals up here talking that Crawford was across the street and in-house fights was something that was beneficial. Al Heyman's a smart, educated, experienced businessman. Yes, he get paid twice with in-house fights. It's good for business. Isn't that what they were showing? They was telling us. They didn't stop. That's all you heard. In-house, in-house, in-house. Now, when it comes to the in-house rules, they forgot because they still suffering from PTSD and CTE and all those freaking hits they took upside the head in July 29, 2023. But we're not gonna talk about that though. I'm not trying to cause people to go out there and pay their health care deductible. No, I'm not. Because goddamn it, some people got Obamacare. That's all I'm saying. The guy never seen a contract term sheet, a media release waiver form, nothing. Is the internet boxing weirdo. Man, you up here talking about contracts, term sheet, a media release waiver form. Come on, what are you talking about? Hey, Shawnee, why would he need a media release? Because he's up there saying, no. I'm not going to do anything crazy. No, you have to sign this, if you're gonna be down in that area or whatever. Any that. No, I'm gonna stay up here in the seats. I'm gonna stay up here in the seats. Don't worry about. I'm just gonna be out of sight, out of mind. I'm not going down there. Too fast paced for me. Too fast paced for me. Know what I want to do? I want to stay up here in the seats. I want to see if I know another content creator so I can take some selfies. Let people know, hey, I don't know where you at, but I'm here on deck. I'm freaking covering the fight. And you see them taking motherfucking selfie from row 39. Row 39. No, I don't need that goddamn waiver. Go out there tell, man, they trying to make me sign a waiver, dog. I told them I ain't going down into that ring. I ain't going nowhere near that ring right there, man. The fuck you talking about? I ain't going down there. There's no reason why I need that media release waiver now. Oh, we thought you put down photography. Yeah, I'm gonna be taking pictures from my seat on my phone. Oh, so you don't have a professional camera? No, man, I don't do that photography shit. I'm like, I debate all the time. Debate, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you definitely don't need a waiver for that. You don't need no waiver for a debate. No. Shout out to the OG, Mr. Golden, man. Zone 6 was on his neck, and then 86 tried it with the apostles, and yeah, let them tell it we lost the debate. But my question is, how do you lose the debate but your fighter win? Hey, man, when you are blinded with biasness and you just don't want to see anything good come from that situation, that's how they treat you, man. I remember all those debates. And look, a part of me was looking, a part of me was waiting. I was like, damn, I really want to see these debates. I want to see who's what, what topics. And then when I started seeing all the biasness and the judges was being even biased and full of shit, you know what I'm saying? And they was up here picking the wrong people. I say, there you go. There you go. But the ones who went up there and showed the general public who they were, they stood out. The real ones know. The real ones knew, man. All those dudes that be on their platform, muting motherfuckers, kicking them out, and going through rehearsed notes. They was out of their element, man. They got toasted. They was toasted, man. Shout out to the strays on deck, man. Without the strays, man, we wouldn't have motherfucking cleanup, man. Somebody got to eat that caca out the freaking yard. Shout out to the strays, man, picking up trash, going through trash and everything. Police in the area. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Conquest in the building. And salute to you. Appreciate that $5 super chat, man. Much appreciated. One love to you, brother. Thanks for supporting the channel. He said the key things I've noticed is this chat does not take pride in lying and giving fake props for ish. That don't make sense. I appreciate that, man. Because, you know, the I know the regulars in here, and like I always say from the jump, I'll take quality over quantity any day. I look at these other chats and I just don't see it in here. I just never seen it. I just never enabled a group of people to come over here and have that mindset. Like you go over there, some of these guys' chats, and you disagree, you timed out. They can be saying the dumbest shit ever. It's almost like those individuals that have wrench just time you out for fun. You gave a kid a little bit of authority, just too much power. And they're up here timing, and then the host up there letting it happen. You know what I'm saying? Just letting the shit happen. And then, you might have a debate on the panel. Then you have motherfuckers in the chat that you never met before. They just talking crazy about you. You never even had a conversation with them, period. And they're talking crazy, man, calling you out your name, just saying wow shit. Quality over quantity any given day. Mature goddamn adults. You know what I'm saying? None of us are gonna be right every day, but go over there to them, they gotta be right all the freaking time, bro. Say you was hiring fam, but the question is why you here. We are a bunch of weirdos. It's weird that you come to a space you don't like. Hey man, that's another thing. Like, look, check this out. We definitely are gonna have some disagreements. Shout out to 918, man. It's gonna be some disagreements, point blank. You know, that's just the way it is. But it's the difference between if you disagree with somebody and then, it's like there's certain, I would say, certain genres to freaking content creators. Not everybody create content. Okay. And the catalogs are different. So okay, let's just say if you used to doing live streams, there always going to be conflict from somewhere. Regardless of who it is, you're gonna have people that support your channel but don't support your channel, and you're gonna have people that rock with you heavy. I definitely pay attention to people's chat and the ones that come in my chat. I just wanna see, because look, I'm never gonna tell a grown ass person, say, man, I saw you over there, I screenshotted you, okay, and you wanna bring them onto your panel and say, why were you over there in the op? Man, come on, bro. If you allow somebody to then bring you on a panel and have you explain, this is a free world, right? Have you explain to them why you was in somebody else's chat and they're not paying you monthly for being a lawyer subscriber? If they're not giving you a type of stipend that you can brag about, but yet they want to bring you on their platform and attempt to embarrass you because they seen you in someone else's chat that they consider the op. It's nothing. It's not too much I have to say to you, man. I know some cats in this chat that never allow that shit to go down. But you have people, you have these other cats that's down slobbing at the mouth and shit foaming and rah rah and screaming, and then they'll see somebody hop in the chat. Don't get out my chat. Get out my chat. Get out my chat, man. I saw you over there. It's so and so. Man, come on, bro. This shit is wild. I hope it ain't no beef between y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Cause Conquest, man, you know, to me, he a cool cat, man. I know everybody ain't gonna agree, you know what I'm saying, with everybody's saying. That's just grown man shit. But, when it comes to the, blatant disruption, then that's a whole nother story. But, you know, I know this cat is gonna stay on live as long as he can, because they always want you to come over to their freaking um screen. Panel, but they won't come on your panel because they need to be in control of the mute button. You know what I'm saying? He cannot like no. Look, I cannot like someone and still have a decent conversation if that's what type of tone and time we on. But most of the time, if you go on somebody else's panel and they don't like you, they automatically start out the gate disrespecting you. And if you calm about it, they get all angry and mad, as you heard on the phone conversation with big lip donkey face. You know what I'm saying? Inner tube lips. Call him donkey donkey dunk face. Just like him. He'll sit up there and yell and scream and yell and scream. And then, man, why did you call me? Because I'm not meeting his energy. All these dudes, man, congregate together, bro. It's not a day and time that you'll ever see me at the bar chilling with these type of dudes that try to get you to the bar. These dudes want to goddamn talk about, you could have hung out. I could have came downstairs and we could have went and hung out at the bar. Not a day in motherfucking hell, bro. Smug want to go drink at the bar. Another nigga up here talking about he makes so much money more than everybody else, but you always angry. Why is a nigga that's claiming to make all that money, you rich, but you rich angry? If you making all that freaking money, why is your goddamn cubicle so small, bro? Where your bum ass at, bro? Stop leaving those comments in my freaking chat, man. Stop worrying about what I'm talking about. If you over under my video, man to man, I tried to call you up man to man, and you pretended like you didn't know what the acronym was. You did it, bro. For real, you did that shit. I was so disappointed. I was like, damn, not him. As rah as he be getting barking, all that barking. Who? Who again? Oh man. I ain't got and then hung up the phone. And then text me? You send a text, bro? Do you want me to go back in the archives and show the people what you sent? You sent the text? Man, we should have had that talk long time ago. And you called me, bro, but I hit you up and you took it back to grade school, homie. But now you dipping under my comments talking about 225 minutes of work the last 2 days talking about me. I bet that nigga was tired. He was sounding like Shannon Sharp. Goddamn, what Gilly say? Shannon was in that bitch a minute and 16 seconds. I bet that nigga was out of breath typing that motherfucker, all them spaces in between. Cause he feel like somebody cannot read like him. Nigga goddamn double spacing and shit. Talk about hustling backwards. 225 minutes of work the last 2 days. Space, space. You can never get that time back, man. Space, space. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I can miss days on here and don't come on live every day. But when I do, I appreciate the chat. The hottest in the motherfucking game fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about shit you worried about. You said you making more money than me and all that, broke nigga and all that, but you always unhappy. Why are you so unhappy if you have all that money, bro? You have it. You're blessed. God allowed you to stay in a nice neighborhood. Walk your Yorkie Terrier down the street with the pink ribbon bows and barrettes on. You got it well, bro. You are blessed, man. You say you're making more money than me. You're blessed, man. I'm happy for you. Real talk, I'm happy for you. You know, being over there in Texas in a nice neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? Security, HOA, goddamn ground support, close air support. You know what I'm saying? K9 units at your disposal. Man, you got it well, bro. The only thing I ask you to do now, though, is to step your motherfucking game up. You can't go into 2025 and you haven't made any progression than you did prior to Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fighting. You need to cover some fights, big dog. Okay? I know you don't want to put that time in because you're gonna miss being in that corner and being accessible to that cup. I get it. But all I'm saying, man, just go to the fights, man. Learn how to be a true media frontliner. That's all I'm saying. Go out there and be a part of something. Stop trying to be a National Enquirer. You know what I'm saying? Or the freaking reality show queen. Oh, I can catch so and so. I can catch son. This ain't cheaters, bro. The boxing version. This ain't cheaters. You walking around like you trying to do surveillance on people and get a little content and then have them come on your show. I wonder how that conversation went when you was getting these people on your show. I know how it went. You got your girl to call. You ain't calling these niggas behind the scene. You niggas will not have a conversation man to man. You ain't doing it. You getting your girl to call. Hello, yeah. You know, my husband, he's one of the best content creators out here. I was just wondering, can you please give him an interview because he has sub name subscribers. He's on his way to the top. If you wouldn't mind, just give him an interview. He's a very respectful. He loved the sport of boxing. He been doing it for over 10 years. And you get on here and you try to act like you're trying to catch somebody in a motherfucking lie. That's why Abdullah Mason wasn't feeling you. And they would never come back over here. And look, he's doing this to black fighters. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, check me if I'm wrong. Abdullah Mason, they wasn't feeling you because you try to run that Tank shit like he was scared of Tank. Just a messy individual. You're just a light skinned messy nigga. You know what I'm saying? You try to do that shit with Abdullah Mason, with the Normans. You was talking very ill. Coming there with a hoodie on your fucking head. Man, that shit ain't gonna work. How do you know it ain't gonna work? Tell me, have you drove anywhere to see Tank Davis fight? You know the crazy part about it, I'm willing to give you a cash stipend if you can show me one photo, like one photo, when Tank came to your backyard and fought Leo Santa Cruz. And there was still the pandemics. They had the damn chairs spread it out. Show me one photo that you was there the night he knocked out Leo Santa Cruz in your backyard. Because you know who was there? I was. I was in your backyard, man. You want to talk about time I can't get back? I was in your backyard and I seen one of the most devastating, lethal knockouts in the sport of boxing. And where were you? You're the same one that want to get on here and talk to a rising young bull, somebody who's blossoming into a star, and you want to try to bait Abdullah Mason into saying some shit like, I just got to use the word duck. Hey, man, what you think about Tank? He want the brothers to shit on. Well, Tank doing his thing. What you mean doing his thing? He's doing more than his thing. I mean, you and him in the same weight class. If you think he ain't doing his thing, I said he was doing his thing, man. Tank doing his thing. Three-weight world champion, he doing it. But you and him in the same weight class, man. I mean, how many fights you got now? How many fights you think you got to have before you call out Tank? Why you ain't calling out Tank? You ducking him? Huh? You ducking him? You know what I'm saying? Abdullah Mason's never coming back over there again. You try to shit on him, bro. This nigga has an agenda. He's not going out there giving you thorough. He's not caring about integrity when he does media. He's bringing these black fighters on his platform to try to shred them, bro. He wants controversy. He would rather ruin a relationship that he never was able to sustain. He'd rather ruin and have that fighter saying, hey, man, don't go on that nigga channel. Don't go over there. Don't go. You'd rather let somebody tell 5 motherfuckers don't fuck with you just because you want to sit up here and say, oh, I cooked them. Oh, Abdullah Mason came on my panel and it seemed like he was a bit scared when I mentioned Tank name. This is the type of nigga that'll talk shit to Shakur, but Abdullah come on there and you'll ask him, oh, what do you think about Shakur? You think that's a person that you have me? No, not right now. He ain't on my radar. Oh, you ducking him? That seemed like a duck to me. But you was just shitting on Shakur Stevenson when you was over there. But now you're gonna try to use him as bait against Abdullah Mason because they're in the same division? You see what I'm talking about? How messy that shit is? That is fucking messy, y'all. That is freaking messy. He wasn't feeling he wasn't feeling you, bro, because you was on some bullshit. And this is black fighters, yo. This is black fighters, man. Who else are you gonna have on there? Cause you're running out of options, man. When you gonna get Tank Davis on there? When you gonna get Tank? Have you been to a Tank fight outside of your state? I have. I drove up to Baltimore to see him fight Ricardo Nunez. I know you probably didn't give a damn about Ricardo Nunez. You know what I'm saying? You probably wasn't covering boxing. You say you've been in it for 10 years, but nigga, I ain't seen you at no fights. I drove from the A all the way up to Baltimore. I got the receipts. I got the receipts. I know you don't care because when it comes down to subscribers, that's what you want to try to base your hierarchy off of, how many subscribers I have. No, nigga. I mean, I'm just asking politely. No, no, no. Hold up. I use that P word. I'm gonna use that R word. Respectfully. I'm asking, when are you gonna start covering fights? When are you going to stop talking about numbers and create a timeline, an itinerary, a manifesto, a travel plan to go to these fights? Leave your family at home and go by yourself. Can someone tell me how long? Look, how long is too long on this damn YTC shit? I'm just going to put it out there. How long is too long? Just think about this. Let's just say from 21. So you take from the end of the pandemic going into 21, the Errol Spence Crawford talk that was going on, right? And we know in 21 that Crawford ended up dispersing of a fighter that they didn't give him no credit for, right? Only to go in 2022 and finally get Errol Spence picking up that third strap and negotiations falling apart. And this dude up here talking about he ducked freaking Spence because this, and this, and we want to talk about contracts. But like Sean News said, have you seen a contract? Have you seen a term sheet? Have you been on a phone call where they was talking business? Not that BOK shit. You know, they were talking about, oh man, we was on the phone, we gonna make the phone. But ultimately, they was loyal to Showtime. All this talk, but the fight was never gonna happen. But anyway, you go from 21, and we about to go to 25. That's in a little bit. That's gonna be a good solid nickel, a good solid 5 years. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, Showbiz got the zone across his shit. Showbiz got a whole editing team. I don't know, man. That seems like level change to me. TBV, we all seen when they level changed. You know what I'm saying? Ness relocated, went and relocated, set up shop, level change. Seriously, level change. When are you cats putting in all this work are gonna level change, man, so somebody like me can brag about you? I brag about you just like I do, reactions to your freaking debate series and all that. Man, I want something to brag about, man. Hey man, maybe my brag, me bragging on you may have more value than me just talking about shit that you had no business talking about because you was unqualified. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man. You was unqualified to be talking about, the numbers and him fighting a lesser opponent. They got a tough opponent coming up. Whereas the last time I checked, I seen Ennis fight Corinne, and that's not a fight we want to see. So out of the two fights that's going on next, supposedly, I seriously doubt Ennis take that fight. He probably move up. We don't know who he's gonna fight if he does move up. But make sure you do a video on Ennis if he moves up at 154, and do a video on it and say that he dropped his title and ducked Corinne instead of fighting either one of the last three champions, the other remaining three champions in the welterweight division. Make sure you do a video on that now. Seriously, make sure you do a video on that. Make sure you do a video if Ennis moves up to 154. I want to see a live stream on Ennis ducking Norman Jr., Mario Barrios, Stanthionis, and moving up to 154 when he had other options. I want to hear it ASAP. So let me ask you this, Quinn. Let me ask you this. You said it wasn't in his backyard, right? I just talked about traveling, putting the numbers together. You're telling me the difference between Dallas and San Antonio. So what you're trying to say is when fighters go from Atlanta to Florida, and it's like 6, 7 hours, you're trying to tell me the argument is, no, that's not in his backyard because, you traveling from Georgia to Florida. I'm gonna be like, you're right. It's not in my backyard. You're right. I traveled outside of my state into another state that was 6, 7, 8 hour trip one way. But then you talk about staying within your state lines, and you want to say Dallas is this many hours from San Antonio, tells me everything I need to know that y'all not real boxing heads. You're not boxing media because you're trying to explain to me that it's in Texas. San Antonio, when you say San Antonio, what do you say after that last? Texas. What do you say after Dallas? Texas. Man, you sound stupid. You sound stupid. Respectfully, you sound stupid. You sound stupid. Shout out to Christopher White in the building. Salute to you, bro. It's all good, man. People gonna have their opinion. Hey, Quinn have his opinion. It wasn't like he was on some trolling shit. You know what I'm saying? If he want to believe he's correcting me on something that's so simple, oh, so be it. You know what I'm saying? So be it. I don't feel no type of way about it. But you're gonna try to tell me Dallas and San Antonio only says that you're even more lazier than I thought. You're super lazy. When it comes down to driving 5, 6 hours in the same state, being that Texas is a huge state, you're saying correction, it wasn't in his backyard. And so now I have to explain to somebody what backyard means. Backyard is anywhere where it's close to where you live at, the state that you live in. Is Texas not considered a state, or Texas is a country? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is Texas a country? For real. Is Texas a country within the United States? Is it a country within a? I mean, come on. This just like, what are we talking about? You trying to tell me you couldn't drive? So the last time I checked, he stays in Dallas now. Oh, so if he's in Dallas, is that something that's impossible 5 hours away? That means for a fight week, you drive out there and you get a hotel. You drive out there Thursday, go to the presser. Leave early, go to the presser. Get you a hotel stay. Friday and Saturday. That's if you got permission. You know what I'm saying? Don't let me get you in trouble. Some of you don't have that authority to go into the account and pay for a hotel room on your own. And fill up the car. All the way up with a full tank of gas. You got to get permission to see if it's in the budget. I get it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? You get audited. You know what I'm saying? You get audited. So you got to make that phone call. No matter what the case is, you got to make that. Baby, do you mind? Don't ask me no motherfucking money. No, I just need some money. I'm going down. You ain't going to see no fight. You think we're going to spend money on the hotel for a fight? What they paying you? Nothing. I'm gonna try to do the Room Raiders edition so I can get some super chats. No, they ain't worth it. That's a high risk. And what you say you usually get per live stream? You averaging what? This is according to what day of the week it is and what the topic is. Well, let's just say it's on Crawford. Well, Crawford, yeah, super chats, man. I'm just about three carry the four. I'm getting about 300, three and a half. Yeah, about three and a half. Okay, you're getting three and a half. So you're trying to tell me you're gonna go down there for 3 days, and 2 of those days, solid days, and that's 700 you dropping. You can be making online and putting in an account on the 20th. We rich. We can't do that. We rich. We rich. We can't take that risk and go down there and do lives in the room and people don't tune in the way. I mean, you gotta have everything locked in. You gotta make sure you're paying for your viewership, your subscribe. Everything has to be locked in. You can't make that happen if you in there in the room and you know what I'm saying, covering the fight and you're just not getting the traction that you thought. I get it, bro. I get it. But y'all hold it down, man. I don't want to spend too much time on this. He didn't want to click the link. I put the link up there, at the top. I understand. I get it. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you man to man, but they never will come on your panel and speak as men. without yelling and screaming and cussing and trying to sound all hard like they want to be in the next wire, and shit, power book, 3.6, they want to be the next ghost and shit like that. Man, y'all hold it down, man. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game, man. Peace. Till next time, I'm out.